Paprika! Welcome to a new episode of Let's Talk Taíno. I'm Priscilla Colon, co-founder and creative here at Casarito, where our mission is to promote the Taíno language and culture. Following up on last week's episode on the sense of hearing, today we're going to cover the sense of smell. So thank you again for our community members for inspiring me to create this series of videos on the 5 senses. So are you ready to get started? Let's go! Now, the body part that is responsible for the sense of smell is echi, nose. So one of the fun ways that you can remember a new word is by associating it with another word you know or something funny. So for echi, nose, you can associate it with the word achoo. When you sneeze and you say achoo, you cover your nose. So now achoo and echi are associated and you'll remember the word more easily. Now let's review the verb for to smell. To smell. Ataihu. I smell. Dak ataihu. I smelled. Dak ataihu itpa. I will smell. Dak ataihu ina. Up next, we're going to take a look at a series of pictures. I'm going to ask you what you smell based on those pictures, and then we're going to answer the question. We're going to be reusing a lot of the words that we've already learned in previous videos, but there are a few new ones that we're going to learn today. We're also going to dive a little bit more deeply into the meanings of some of these new words and where they actually come from. So are you ready to get started? Let's go. Katei buk ataihu. What do you smell? Dak ataihu ana nagu. I smell flowers. Katei buk ataihu. What do you smell? Dak ataihu bagua. I smell the sea. Katei buk ataihu. What do you smell? Dak ataihu ima. I smell food. Katei buk ataihu. What do you smell? We learned this word before. Dak ataihu ananas. I smell pineapple. Katei buk ataihu. What do you smell? Dak ataihu chocolate. I smell chocolate. I don't know about you, but I love chocolate. And chocolate has such an interesting history. So the original word for chocolate comes from the Nahuatl word that is the language spoken by the Aztec or Mexica people of Mesoamerica. And the word chocoatl means bitter water. From the Nahuatl, it came into the Spanish and it was transformed into chocolate. And from there is where we get the Taíno chocolate. Archaeologists can trace chocolate all the way back to the Olmec Empire, which occupied the area you see on the screen. The Maya also used chocolate, and they occupied a very similar area. The Maya revered chocolate. It was used in celebrations, and they used to mix it with chili peppers and make a drink from it. The Aztec or Mexica people also used chocolate. And as you can see, they occupied this area. They also used to drink it hot or cold and mixed with a lot of chilies and other things. And it was also the Mexica currency. It was thought to be more valuable than gold. Now, did our Taíno ancestors have chocolate? Yes, they did. Christopher Columbus did come across chocolate and even took some back on his voyages to Spain. And so we can assume that chocolate got to the Caribbean before the Spanish were there. And it makes sense because the Maya coast is so close to our Taíno ancestors' homelands. Katei buk ataihu. What do you smell? Dak ataihu cafe. I smell coffee. Now we've learned the word for coffee, café, before. However, I wanted to give you a little bit more background on this word. Nowadays, we associate coffee with Latin America, Colombia, Brazil, where a lot of it is grown. But coffee didn't come to the Americas until after the arrival of the Europeans. Coffee was originally grown in Ethiopia, and from there it was only a hop, skip, and a jump to Yemen. And so the original word for coffee comes from the Arabic, which was then translated into Turkish. It arrived from Turkey into Italy. The Spanish then borrowed it from the Italians, and that's how we get café in Taíno today. As you can see, coffee has jumped from country to country, from language to language, all changing a little bit along the way. So wasn't that a fun activity? We learned not only the verb to smell ataihu, but we also learned new Taíno words and where those words originally came from. So let's review the list of vocabulary that we learned today. Echi, nose. Ataihu, to smell. Dak ataihu, I smell. Ana, flower. Ana nagu, flowers. Bagua, sea. Ima, food. Ananas, pineapple. Chocolate, chocolate. Café, coffee. I can't thank you enough for joining me here every week and for suggesting this fun series on the census. Please keep an eye out for the upcoming videos. Want to continue learning Taíno in a fun way? Get Guac Eki Rahawa Borikenaiki. We learn Borikenaiki, a fun activity book that includes charts, word searches, coloring pages, and many more interactive activities. Written by El Maldonado and Malulani Bosch, this activity book contains 79 pages of Taíno language learning fun. The profits will be donated to the Arayeke Yukayek's GoFundMe page for the cultural center that is planned by this Taíno community in Boriken, Puerto Rico. I find it amazing how far we've come with our Taíno language skills. I am learning so much creating these videos for you, and I hope that you are too. I know together we can bring back Taíno. If you want to continue the conversation, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can suggest more topic ideas there or in the comments below. In the meantime, Taikaraja Guaitiao Nagu.